Happy Sunday, love things. Welcome back to the channel. I am Lady Nyca, and with some celebrity news. Now, I told you guys I was going to go live yesterday, and of course, I let you know via the community post that the birthday celebration seemed like they wasn't over. Child, I had some people come from out of town, and they are currently still here. So, in lieu of going live, I'm just going to do the video, and I will sound off with you guys down in the comment sections. We're gonna talk first to Tekashi 69 and his whole ordeal about snitching. And child, he in the book of his mind, rappers are just hating on him, and they jealous and has-beens. 69, Tekashi 69 has been hearing an earful from his fellow MCs about snitching. It's been all bad, but Tekashi 69 has a theory on it all. Child, he thinks they jealous and running scared. Sources close to the embattled rapper says Tekashi is aware of the hate he's been receiving either on camera, in interviews, or on social media from his peers, but he doesn't give a crap about it because he thinks those folks are foolhardily haters. In fact, Tekashi has strong words for the people, which is a long list at this point, and it goes something like this. Just wait and see. Tekashi believes that him testifying against his old crew will be forgotten almost instantly, so he thinks as soon as he's released from prison, he also thinks that he'll be more popular than ever with the masses, which of course means money in his pockets. He thinks that anyone in the rap game who has spoken ill of him since his whole legal ordeal began are not only envious but threatened by him, afraid that he'll pass them and leave them in the dust when he gets out and starts making hits again. Those are strong words for a whole lot of folks, including Cardi B, 50 Cent, Meek Mill, 21 Savage, Snoop Dogg, Jim Jones, and others who didn't even speak directly. He didn't even speak to directly. There are more artists that excuse me, that are pissed, like The Game, Irv Gotti, Skinny from the Nine, Rap-A-Lot's Records, Honcho, J Prince. They've all condemned him. 6ix9ine isn't paying any attention to any of it. Seems like he's going down the ignorant is bliss road, sticking to it all without witness protection to boot. And child, this is my overall thoughts about this situation. This young man knew what he was getting himself into when he got into this. At least he should have had some type of idea. What you don't do, which proves that he's not a hood dude, is that you don't go and try to you don't go and snitch. That's rule number one of the streets. You don't go and switch to nothing. You don't change up. If you were involved in whatever was going on, then however it came to be, whether you get in trouble or not, you ride with that. Because, see, you are the one that made the decision to be who you are. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. And the fact that he thinks that he can snitch on all these people related to the blood game, get out. Don't go into witness protection. In my opinion, is selfish. First of all, if you're going to snitch on these people, you need to make sure that you're protected as well as your family. See, they won't just touch you. They'll touch your family. But what kind of delusional world is he living in where he thinks after telling on all these people that he's not going to end up stinking at the bottom of some river somewhere? What world do he live in that he think that he gonna get out and life gonna go on the same for him? His life ain't never gonna be the same again. And I think that it speaks to his character as well as it speaks to the fact that he's really naive. You are snitching on some of the heavy hitters in a whole game. People you were in alliance with. people you did things with. And for you to turn around now because the heat is on you and try to blast or tell on anybody else, and you think that you're going to be able to do that and you're going to be fine, he's not thinking clearly. You're not going to be okay. What about your family? Don't this boy got a child? Like, I just don't get how he thinks that this is going to be okay. You might get out of prison next year, as they're saying. But I would advise you definitely to get into the witness protection program because you're going to need it for you and your family. Life is not going to go back to what it was prior to your arrest. That is over and done with. And yes, there's a lot of people who are looking at you sideways because you snitching on folks. Because street codes say snitches get stitches and sometimes end up in ditches. This boy bit off more than he can chew. And he seems to think that he can fly. Because clearly he's not thinking about the ramifications of what he's doing and how it can fall on not just him, but his family. What about them? If you so weak, maybe you shouldn't have had any affiliation. You young, 23 years old to my understanding. Why would you ever have affiliated yourself with these people? Was it for the fame? Did you feel safe? Do you honestly think that you're going to snitch on all these people, get out, and be protected by a security team? And did you have a problem paying your last security team? Now, I ain't saying your money gone, but I know your money funny. He's just not looking at the overall picture. It's not just about him. It's about his family. For him to do what he's doing, he needs protection for not only him, but his family. People who didn't have anything to do with the decisions that he chose to make. But now they are at risk because of him. And he too stupid to even realize that we don't snitch. You should have found a better way. Now some will say, hell yeah, I snitch. If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. But he's not going down. He's snitching to get free next year. And according to the reports I've read, he will be free sometime next year. So, in the street game, you don't sell out your brother just to save your ass. You take it like a man on the head because you walk in understanding that this could go left or this could go right. In his case, it went left. But he knowingly was a part of everything. And because he knowingly was a part of stuff, he needs to pay for it. He should not get a get out of jail free pass because his ass is snitching. And for him to think that he can do that and he gonna be alright, he gonna get out here and make all this money, probably make some money off them old songs. But I don't see nobody really want to touch this boy at this point. There's too much danger around him. Do I think they gonna get him right away? But he gonna get got. Let this be a lesson to you young men out here who know that you ain't about their damn life. You don't come for their life, but you see it glamorized on TV, so you want to be a part of this life. There's a dark side to it. It's a darker side to it. You're not going to always have the money, the females, the cars, the clothes. That comes with a price, baby. And if you get it fast, you'll lose it even faster. That's all I'm saying. Now, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that entire situation involving Tekashi 6ix9ine and what he been having going on, okay? Now, let's move into discussing the first week of the trial of Amber Guyger in the murder trial of Botham Jean. Okay, we're going to touch on some of the key moments. I found an article that's going to help me out a little bit. I have watched the links you guys sent me, but I wanted to do a wrap-up. The first week is over in the trial of off-duty officer charged with killing a man in his own apartment in Dallas, and more details have emerged in the case that make headlines and sparked outrage nationwide. Amber Guyger is accused of entering the apartment of 26-year-old Botham Jean last year, fatally shooting him as he watched TV on his couch, a Dallas prosecutor told the jurors this week. Guyger's defense team claims that she mistook Jean's apartment for her own, which was one floor below. The prosecution rests its case Thursday, and next up is the defense calling its own witnesses, including Guyger herself. Some of the major developments in the thing. The gag order is broken. The trial began with a broken gag order. District Judge Tammy Kemp used a gag order prohibiting the attorneys from speaking publicly about the case. Kemp expressed frustration with the Dallas County District Attorney for doing an television interview that aired Sunday night. In the interview, he spoke about how observers were misinterpreting the facts of the case and how murder was the appropriate charge for Guyger. Kemp said she intends to sequester the jury for the proceedings. John's parents see the video of his final moments. Kemp asked for the body camera footage of Jean's final moments to be played on Wednesday, the third day of the murder trial. The video showed police trying to save his life as he lay bleeding from a gunshot wound on the floor. The video was played during without the jury in a discussion of evidentiary matters, but it sent Jean's parents, Allison and Bertram, as well as other family members and friends walking out of the courtroom. It was their first time seeing the footage, and they didn't know it would be played, the family attorney Esley Merritt said. "I'm so sorry. I didn't give any thought to the alleged victim's family," Kemp said. Now, in my opinion, if that had to be shown for her to further prove the case against Amber Guyger, then it had to be done. However, I do believe that the family should have been made aware that that was going to happen. They already traumatized by what this girl has done to their family. They lost a child. They lost a brother. They lost a cousin. So I think that they should have been aware. It's kind of tacky to me for them not to have known that that was going to be played in the courtroom and just to be hit with it all at once. But I understand the reason behind it, and it is very necessary so that we can get this woman locked up, because that's what she needs to be. Now, let's go back and talk about Kemp, Judge Tammy Kemp, issuing a gag order prohibiting attorneys from speaking publicly. Now, that Dallas County prosecutor did that interview months before the gag order was instated. To my understanding, the news outlet held that interview so that they could play it right before the trial began, for clicks and views. That's pretty much what happened. But he did not break the gag order. He did that interview prior to the gag order being instated. The news affiliate held the interview so that they could air it right before the trial, and this was for nothing more than ratings, clicks, and views. You know, the same shit they do down here. Okay? Guyger texted her partner after the shooting. Prosecutors argued that Guyger did not do enough to save John's life once he was shot. When you listen critically to what she is saying, you are going to hear more. You're going to hear that she is more concerned about how this is going to affect her than this poor guy on the floor next to her. Guyger made a 911 call shortly before 10 p.m. in which she said 19 times that she was in the wrong apartment. Guyger said she performed first aid on Jean, and the affidavit said it as well. But prosecutors argued that she did not render adequate aid, nor did she use the first aid supplies in her work bag. While she was on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, Guyger sent 2 text messages, one to her partner on the force, whom prosecutors said she was intimate with, one at 10:02 p.m. saying, "I need you, hurry," and then another a minute later saying, "I effed up," according to the testimony. Authorities recovered those text messages, but Guyger allegedly deleted other messages. Rather than texting her partner, Guyger should have been devoting all of her attention to providing first aid to this man who you done hurt. I don't understand. I don't understand, child. This lady here. Okay. Now, Texas Rangers say it's reasonable to think that he was a burglar. On Wednesday, a Texas Ranger, David Armstrong, testified outside of the jury's presence in an evidentiary hearing that, given the similarities between the two floors, Guyger was reasonable to think that John was a burglar when she entered her home, and there was no probable cause to arrest her. "I don't believe the shooting was reckless or criminally negligent based on the totality of the investigation and the circumstances and the facts." Armstrong testified that many of the residents investigators interviewed said that they had mistakenly parked on the wrong floor before. He also said that Jean's damaged locking mechanism gave Guyger to suspect that there was a break-in when she thought Jean's front door was her own. He testified again Saturday for the defense. When cross-examined by the prosecution, he acknowledged that the pants Jean was wearing did not have sock pockets, possible countering Guyger's account that she could not see his hands when she fatally shot him. Guyger, I wish he was the one with the gun who had killed me. Child, here she go. Guyger took the stand Friday, and she tearfully testified about what happened that night and in the years since. "I hate that I have to live with this every single day of my life," Guyger cried as she testified in her own defense. "I ask God for forgiveness. I hate myself every single day. I wish he was the one with the gun who had killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life," she said, and her voice was shaking. She was crying. She was giving y'all an act. She also described the shooting itself, saying that she heard Gene, before entering the apartment, gave commands for him to show her his hands as she entered, but she said that he moved toward her. On cross-examination, prosecutor asked why did she not take cover and call for backup as she is trained to do. She couldn't really answer that. That right there was basically the highlights, in my opinion, of what I've seen so far going on with this case. The trial will start again, I think, tomorrow. I will be watching it. I will not do day-by-day coverage. I'll just do a compilation till we get to the decision that's going to be made in this situation. There's a lot of questions. That is a good question. If you felt like someone was in your apartment, instead of you going in as a trained Dallas police officer, why didn't you call for backup so that nobody got hurt unnecessarily? I'm not saying the woman don't feel no remorse, but remorse is not an excuse for what you've done. You have taken a man's life who was in his own place, minding his business. I'm lost, family. I'm lost as to how did you justify what you did? I know that I have lived in places before that look similar, to other people's apartments. Floors look similar. But never, never, never have I been so confused that I opened up someone's door and shot them. Why was you there, Amber? Was it really because you thought that was your apartment? And if when you entered the apartment, you seen him there, instead of you talking about put your hands up, why didn't you just back out that thing, get on that phone, and call for backup? Because this situation could have been avoided. I don't know how to believe she thought that was her apartment, but if that's her story, then hell, she should stick with it. But what's your excuse for shooting an unarmed black man in his own apartment? I'm not understanding that. It ain't like he was in the parking lot and you felt fear. It ain't like he was in the elevator and you felt some type of fear. You went into his domicile and you took his life. And now you want us to feel your tears, and I simply cannot. And I'm one of the most sensitive people when it comes to other people's emotions around, but I don't feel nothing for you. Because I feel like you knew better. You were trained better. And while you didn't on the phone texting and calling folks, you should have been trying to help that man. I ain't going to go off on no tangent because I want this to be monetized. But that's what I got out of the first week of this. I apologize I could not come live. I still have company here. And I know I don't have time to sit and have no live conversation with you guys. But I was going to stay true to my word and give y'all my thoughts and opinions on the Tekashi 6ix9ine as well as the Amber Guyger. And guys, please get down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I will be responding throughout the day in the comments. So it's not quite as good as being live, but I'm here for it. And I want to hear what you guys got to say. So sound off down below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. What I got to do tonight? I don't know. I'll see y'all on the next upload because I think my next review is Tuesday. But nevertheless, can somebody tell me down in the panic section what day does Blacklist or whatever that was y'all was asking me? What day does that come on and what network? Okay, that's it. That's all. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video ratings. Get me recognized on the YouTube streets. Comment down below. Let's talk about Amber. Let's talk about 6ix9ine. Also, if you have not subscribed to this channel as well as my backup channel, Lady Nyca Live, please become a love thing today by hitting your subscribe button. Then you tap that notification bell on both channels, set it to all, so that when I do go live or drop a pre-recorded video, you guys will know about it and you can get down in the panic section where I'm always at to discuss what I talked about in the video with you guys. Have a great remainder to your Sunday, and I will see you soon. Peace.